Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to welcome you again in this sessions about SDG number 3. In this session, Mr. Lakim Azzeddin from Morocco will talk about the SDG number 3. As you know, all know that we have launched this series of webinars related to SDGs from first one to the 17th SDG. So I want to welcome you all, and I want to welcome Mr. Lakim Azzeddin. Lakim Azzeddin is an English teacher in Morocco, and he is interested in SDGs in many levels, in the local levels, regional levels, and national level. He recently joined to the Eco Training Center, and we all welcome him. It's our pleasure to be with us, Mr. Lakim. And now I will share the presentation, and you can begin after a while. I will share my screen. Okay, Mr. Lakim, Azzeddin Lakim, you can begin now. Mr. Azzeddin. Mr. Azzeddin, I shared my screen and you can begin. I will help you to move from one slide to other. Mr. Lakim. Mr. Azzeddin, we can't hear you.
And now, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Azzeddin. Yeah, the voice has gone again.
And now, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yes, we
go
can
ahead.
hear you.
Keep talking,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, okay. So I think that I'd like you to share the video I sent you to brainstorm our followers. It's about 4 or 5 minutes, and it's about what is sustainable development about. Can you share the video, please?
Okay.
And I'd like the participants to take note, to reflect. Okay. Dr. Jabber. Yes. Okay. Can you share? Are waiting for the video, Dr. Jaber.
In fact, where you shared it with me, I can't find it in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mr. Asdin, if you have it on your phone or on your computer, you can play it. You can share the screen and play it.
Okay. Okay, I will share it. Can you follow this?
Not yet. The screen is not yet shared.
And now?
Not yet.
The SDGs agreed in 2000 in a global coordinated attempt to tackle
Can you,
issues.
do you have my video?
No,
No?
Mr. Azzuddin,
No,
would you
no.
please send me the link on the WhatsApp? Send me the link now on the WhatsApp now.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so let's skip it. Okay, let's skip this video.
Okay, okay. I will go back to
And
the presentation.
yes, come back to the presentation, slide number 1.
Okay.
Okay, so slide number 1 is about sustainable. Yes, can you share it?
Is it okay now? Can you see it?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes.
I can't see it. Okay, okay, let's start.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's okay.
so welcome everybody and good afternoon. Today our
Welcome.
talk is about sustainable development goals. And the first thing first, let's start with the terminology and to see what sustainable development goals are about. So by sustainable, no, come back, please, Dr. Jaber. Okay, just slide number 1.
Yes.
Sustainable development refers to, by sustainable, we mean durable and lasting for a long time. And by development, we mean progress, growth, and a kind of moving forward. Forward towards what? Towards a quality of life for the whole world population. And by quality life, we mean quality at home, quality at school, quality at infirmaries and hospitals, and quality at the workplace, etc. So we can say that quality life for today's population shouldn't be at the expense of the future generations. This is what we mean by a kind of development that is durable and sustainable. And since the natural resources are limited and the industrial greed is limitless, therefore, quality life for world population is at risk. As a matter of fact, balancing natural, economic, and social issues is exactly what is sustainable development about. Feeling and noticing the threat which compromises both being, human being and nature alike, world leaders and wise minds have undergone a series of global talks, discussions, and negotiations, which come up with the 17 goals to make world development and growth durable and sustainable. And the focus of this presentation today is to share with you some dimensions related to being healthy, keeping healthy, and being well. It's about sustainable goal number 3. Slide number 2, please. And as you may notice here, sustainable development goals have 3 characteristics. Characteristic number 1 is that these sustainable development goals constitute a vision that is global, which means that people worldwide share and strive to substantiate an ambition and a strong will to prosper and progress. People all over the world aspire to a change that makes the planet a safe, a thriving, a just, and a sustainable place to live, regardless of people's color, race, and religion. So this is characteristic number 1 of these sustainable development goals, is that they have a global vision. And characteristic number 2 is that these sustainable development goals have the characteristic to be a global responsibility. And in this way, we can say that it's everybody's duty to contribute to this progress. Individuals and communities, laymen and politicians, youth and adults, males and females, and of course, nobody and no community should be left lagging behind. It is a vision that will include everybody, and everybody has responsibility to implement these sustainable goals. Exclusion, of course, as exclusion is a source of many global aches nowadays, namely immigration and violence. It means everybody should take responsibility, improve what is positive, and to reduce or to eradicate what is negative. The third landmark of these sustainable development goals is that they contain messages and challenges for both developing and developed countries. Yet, their implementation calls for a differentiated approach. So landmark number 3, characteristic number 3 is that these sustainable development goals have a differentiated approach. What do we mean by this differentiated approach? We mean that countries are supposed to finance sustainable action in their own countries first, as well as in other countries. They have to give grants, these rich countries, they have to give grants, provide technical support, and reach out for vulnerable areas with the objective to eradicate or at least reduce negative issues, and at the same time improve quality of life in such spheres as education, health, economy, and so we can say that these sustainable development goals have three basic dimensions.
There is an echo.
I'm using my phone too.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now I stopped it. Now I stopped it. It's here, Azzdin. Okay, let us continue. Please give me slide number 3, Mr. Dr. Jaber. Slide number 3, please. So slide number 3 here is about the types and essence of sustainable development goals. We all agree that the responsibility to implement sustainable development goals is shared and differentiated. Yet, the challenges to bring this sustainability about these main issues all over the world are space-oriented. I repeat, these challenges are shared among all the world population, but they are differentiated. It means we do not contribute the same amount of effort to solve these problems. The challenges to bring sustainability about are space-oriented. In other words, transformational challenges facing developed world reflect on challenges and paradigms of behavior, policies, and commitment to such issues as energy, climate, production, and consumption. So these are issues that should be tackled in the developed world, not only in the developed world, but to a large scale. These are the main challenges that the population in the developed world are facing. We need to change paradigms of behavior concerning such issues as energy, climate change, production, and consumption, which are subject to Sustainable Development Goal number 7, Sustainable Development Goal number 12, and Sustainable Goal number 13. So here I can read to you: transformational challenges facing developed world are framed to express the sustainability challenges facing the developed world, mostly in their countries, to encompass requiring new paradigms and changes in behavior, policies, and resources commitment, like energy, consumption, production, and climate change. Whereas, on the other hand, the pathways to change in the developing world, sustainable action plans in the developing world face such challenges which are leading to progress and development. And they tackle such areas as education, poverty, health, hunger, and gender equality. In this way, we can differentiate between two types of transformational challenges: the challenges that are facing us to transform and to change and to adopt a sustainable way of life. The challenges that people face in the developed world are different from the challenges that people face in the developing world. Of course, one objective, all of us share one objective. It is a will to prosper and to progress and bring about a change in our everyday lives at all levels and in all dimensions. But based on these differences, so developed and developing, we have different issues to tackle and different problems to deal with. That's what I mean by differentiated approach to these sustainable challenges. To achieve sustainability, let's sum up and recapitulate on this idea. To achieve the sustainability all over the world, developed and developing countries are supposed to focus on different issues and face different challenges. The challenge that developed world face to be sustainable reflect on improving new paradigms and policies that target behavior, such as sustainable energies, consumption and production, as well as climate change and pollution. However, the challenges that developing countries have to confront to reach sustainability are mostly related to issues like hunger, poverty, education, health.
Oh, we can't hear. We
We
can't
can't
hear
hear.
Mr. Az.
And now, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Of course. So
Yes.
give me slide number 4. Dr. Kamal.
Okay. Okay.
So here I'd like to draw our attention all to the fact that this sustainable development thought has a story to tell. I mean that sustainable development thought, concerns and interest has started a long time ago. Sustainable development goals so light in 2015. Yes, but long before that, several world leaders and influential public figures met in Rio de Janeiro. And later on, an important summit was held in New York in United Nations headquarters in 2002. And the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which all which was fruit of multilateral partnership, are clearly stated in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So this is here what we mean by Sustainable Development Goal built on decades of
Mr. Azuddin?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. We have just 30 minutes.
Am I short of time?
Yes, 30 minutes now.
Okay, so I'm going to move quickly. So here the Sustainable Development Goals are clearly stated in the
Voice
We can't
gone
hear
again.
you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so we can say that the Division for Sustainable Development Goals is responsible for outreaching the target population all over the world. It has power and duty to support and build capacity for sustainable development goals and their related issues. Slide number 5.4, please. Slide number 5, Dr. Kamal.
This one?
Yes, this is about sustainable development goals, and to save time, I'm not going to dwell on them. We have 17 goals okay, which are the core of this sustainable development. And then we move to our objective, which is human health and well-being, as it is defined by World Health Organization. By health, we mean the state of being in complete physical and mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmary. This is the definition of the Human Health Organization. By this, we mean that being healthy, it does not necessarily mean not having sick or to be healthy. So, can say that human health is about many other dimensions which are interdependent, and yet they are complex. And here, next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, Dr. Jabir.
Please mute the mics of people who are not presenting.
Can you hear me, Dr. Jabir?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
yes,
you.
go ahead.
Okay. So now we
Go ahead, Mr. President.
No voice again.
Mr. Adin.
now can you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to continue. Please, slide number 2 is about social dimension. Concerning this dimension, which is related to communication with other people of society, other peoples relating to different communities, with a kind of intimacy and with a kind of connection, okay? And belonging, of course, because social dimension is about belonging, and we belong to different communities: community at work, community at school, community at home, and community at the workplace, of course. So, and communication with these communities and creating an atmosphere of intimacy and connection, okay, is also very important to achieve this health and wellness. And also, we should take responsibility regarding these communities that we belong to. We should be involved in their threats, in their concerns, in what makes them happy and in what makes them not. So belonging, it means also being responsible and caring and sharing. Then we move to number 3, dimension number 3, which is about environmental dimension. And in this kind of dimension, it's about adopting sustainable conduct towards nature. And it's about harmony between the people and their environment. And it's about the positive interaction with nature and its creatures. And it's also about environment protection and participation through eco-friendly action plans. So when we manage to build a healthy relationship, a kind of harmony between the people and the environment, then it can be good to our health. And then we move to another aspect, another dimension of being healthy and well is that related to emotions and feelings. Emotional health is directly related to feelings. It's about awareness and acceptance of the wide range of feelings felt by ourselves and others. And self-emotional awareness is conducive to better management of feelings and emotions felt and produced by others. And of course, emotional hurt and distress affect our wellness negatively. And to deal with these feelings and emotions and to keep emotionally healthy, we ought to develop healthy coping mechanisms. Healthy coping mechanisms are about meditation, deep breathing, exercising, as well as sharing feelings to fight stress. Whereas we should avoid negative coping mechanisms and ways to avoid stress, such as drinking alcohol, because many people adopt negative mechanisms to deal with stress. They resort to alcohol, to cigarettes, to many other negative practices such as sleeping overtime, and overeating, for example. These are negative mechanisms. Then we move to dimension number 5, Dr. Kamal. Number 5. Number 5 is about intellectual dimension. As intellect refers to mental activities, the stimulation of mental activities is recognized as essential for a healthy life. By engaging in activities that call for high order mental processes such as problem solving, creativity, and innovation are great ways to improve intellectual health. So this is about intellectual dimension of health. It's about sharing knowledge and experience. It's about challenging our abilities and our capacities. And it's about enriching our experiences by sharing and by expanding knowledge. And this has positive impact on our health in that it improves a kind of lifelong self-learning and the lifelong ease of mind. Now let's move to dimension number 6. Dimension number 6, which is vocational or occupational. By being occupational or vocational, it relates to work. It relates to work, and the work refers to a kind of rewarding activities. Every rewarding or each rewarding activity that we do is related to a kind of income or a kind of reward of any kind. We have the financial reward, which is as income, and we have another type of reward, which is satisfaction. The kind of satisfaction we gain from work is also very important to our health. See, and here we have occupational dimension involves the self-achievement and personal satisfaction that we gain from working. It includes enjoying work endeavors and efforts. It also covers the contentment to contribute personal skills and talents that greatly fulfills the person you are. Because when we work, we do not only gain financial profit. No, we also gain, and that is more important, a kind of contentment, a kind of satisfaction, a kind of achievement, okay, that makes us happier and healthier. And to gain wellness from work simply means that the work you do aligns or should align with the values and principles you live up to. Therefore, we are healthier and happier when our career paths fits our values. So when we do the job that we like, and we can be happy, satisfied, achieved, and contented, of course. Then we go to the next dimension, which is spiritual dimension or religious dimension. So to feel well and healthy, of course, a person should have meaning and purpose in life. And this purpose and meaning in life is mostly about having faith, practicing worship, and enjoying religious rituals. This can be achieved through meditation and relaxation, which of course lead to spiritual health. And this spiritual health means knowing which resources to use to cope with everyday stress, as well as life's ups and downs. From this respect, we can deduce that spiritual dimension is very crucial and very important toward a healthy and good life. Then we move to the last one, which is financial dimension. The last dimension to keep healthy and well is related to money, is related to finance. And here, to be happy and healthy, we should manage the money that we get. We should balance between these issues related to money, such as income, expenses, debts, as well as savings. So these are issues that we should balance. If we do not manage to balance these issues related to our income, to the money we have to manage, then we are not going to be healthy, we are not going to be happy, and something will be wrong with all of us, emotionally, socially, physically, etc., etc. So that's how we can say that these dimensions are interrelated and they are interdependent, because one of them depends on the other. Hence, the resolution that human health is a complex issue that needs prioritizing. So we should give a priority to our health, because when you are sick, when you have a health problem, when you don't feel well, when you are not well, you cannot involve, you cannot participate to solve other problems and to look for solutions to other sustainable development related issues, such as energy, climate, education, etc., etc. So for me, the most crucial sustainable development goal is that related to being well, feeling healthy, in order to be able to participate and to look for solutions to other problems related to these sustainable development goals and issues. And thank you for your attention. But as a last remark, I would like to draw here by keeping this sustainable development alive and with great effort to achieve them and to invest a lot of effort to find solutions to all these problems all over the world. Therefore, we can not speak about such issues as immigration and violence and other many negative issues as well. So thank you for your attention, everybody, and the floor is yours, Dr. Kamal.
Mr. Azzuddin, Nakim Azzuddin, I think this presentation is very important, but I think it's very informative and very motivating. I'll keep our eyes on our head. And, I'm trying to open the floor for the participants. Okay, I can begin with the questions have been written on the chat. Mr. Akub, does disparity a problem of developed country only? As you mentioned, there is many problems, maybe problems face the developing country. He asks about the disparity for developed country.
Can you
Can't hear you.
repeat the question, please? Can you repeat the question, please?
A problem of developed country only.
No, of course. So when we speak about issues and problems which are facing the international community,
We waste the voice.
now can you hear me?
Yes, again, your answer, please.
Okay, so here, when we speak about problems facing the whole world population, are problems that, in fact, are the same. We cannot say that. I think that the person who asks the question refers to the slide when I talked about differentiated transformational challenges. So the challenges for sustainable development are the same everywhere, but we can speak of them now. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to say that the resolution to these problems is shared responsibility. Developed countries have to participate their share, and developing countries have to contribute their share. All communities all over the world.
Mr. Az. Okay, Mr. Nakim. Mute yourself now. Dean? Yes, okay. There is another questions. How can teacher address the issue of good health and well-being for our students? How should this be discussed in school?
Yes, very good. Thank you for this question. It is very important question. So in our schools, there are issues that we are supposed as teachers to tackle in class. These issues are related to health and wellness. And in Morocco, we have a whole unit to deal with this issue of health and well-being, human health and well-being. And during this unit, the teachers are supposed to enrich students' knowledge about health problems and health issues and possible ways to be interested in them. And more than that, some possible ways to engage and to be involved in avoiding or solving these problems. And we have different skills and different components to teach. For example, when we teach the skill of writing, we can ask students to answer problem letters. One of your friends has insomnia, and he wants you to make suggestions and to give advices to avoid this problem. And one of your friends has a headache. What can you give him as advice or suggestion? And these are ways to involve students. Apart from this, there is another type of activities which we tackle with our students in Moroccan schools, and the teachers use all over the world, of course, is PBL, project-based learning. We engage students in projects, and these projects are related to sustainable matters, especially health problems, to speak about causes, consequences, and solutions of many health issues like pollution, cancer, smoking, etc., etc., etc. Concerning another level, second year back. Second year back, we have a unit which is about sustainable development as a unit. And in this unit, we try to enlighten our students about these sustainable development goals. And we try to engage them in talks, okay, to sensitize them about the economic, social, and environmental relationships of these sustainable development issues. And also, we engage them in thinking about ways to make the sustainable development applicable in their immediate surroundings. And many teachers start from their schools. And we organize sensitizing campaigns, discussions, presentations, and also drama and many other activities that tackle these issues. And this is the core of our job. We are educators, and we should be change agents, and we should be able to instill these principles in the minds of our students, which are new generations, future generations, and it's up to them, and it's up to them to finish what people have started many years ago.
Okay, Mr. Azzuddin, there is a question from Siham. How could COVID is COVID has any effects related to
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
The question, how could COVID-19 affect the whole world?
Yes. So as we know that the work and endeavor that we do in the domain of
We lost the
work,
voice again.
lost the voice.
Mr. Azuddin, Mr. Azuddin,
Now, can you hear me? Now,
I think no question can be heard or no answer can be heard. So
now, can you hear me now?
To say something, ask something. Would you please say something?
Yes, what I'd like to, my last word to this respectable conference or webinar is that it is our duty and it's our responsibility to fight to make these sustainable development goals a reality. And not only that, we should also strive and do great efforts to instill the sustainable development for children, the future generations, and it's up to the future generations to save the planet. We start, yes, now. We are starting now. A lot of work is being done now in this regard, but there is still a lot that we have to do, and it is our common, our shared responsibility. Yet, I insist, this responsibility is differentiated. Not all of us can and are able to do the same practice. Each individual has to contribute, starting from his own abilities, his own capacities, and his own knowledge and his own skills. And all of these efforts should meet one day to make this sustainable development possible and concrete. And thank you.
Yes, I want to thank you, Mr. for the informative presentation, and I want to thank you all participants for your patience.
May I say something, Dr. Kamal?
Yes, go ahead.
Thanks,
Go ahead.
Dr. Kamal. Sorry to interrupt you. Thanks, Mr. Azdin, for this precious and informative presentation.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
Dr. Kamal.
Yes. Go ahead.
I want to thank Mr. Raziddin for this fruitful and informative presentation. He was Plan P because the presenter in Plan A apologized. So he had just 2 days to prepare this presentation. Thank you so much for this really great job, great effort. Thank you, Mr. Raziddin, for this wonderful webinar.
Thank you very much, Ms. Saham. Thank you very much.
Grateful to you. Thank you.
Really,
Thank
really,
you,
I didn't have
yes.
the last word. Really, I didn't have enough time. No, not yet, please, not yet. Last word.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
Mr. Asdin,
Sorry for
yeah.
this
It
interruption.
was just
I'd like to
my
I'd like
last
to
word too.
confess. I'd like to confess that really I didn't have enough time to prepare my presentation. Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
I
did.
know.
But
But it
yes,
was great. But it was great and
but
informative.
thank you very much. But I did a lot of
Yeah,
I did a lot
only
of hard
the
work.
technical glitches. It's I think they are due to the slow internet connection that you have. So I think it's not related to the content of the presentation, but to the I mean
yes,
technical
yes.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are digital
And I want
immigrants.
to,
We are digital immigrants. We are not digital native, as Mr. Mubarak Aqdar
Absolutely.
always says.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Thank you, says
I
Dean.
want
Yeah,
also,
but this is an
I
invitation to
want
you,
to
an
thank,
invitation to you to carry on with the help of Madam Siham and Dr. Kamal to carry on your involvement
yes,
in Eco Training Center Sweden and Eco Training Center Morocco. There is a branch of Eco Training Center in Morocco too. So you are really invited to join in and to promote it and to make it more dynamic.
yes.
Thank you, everyone who has taken part in this activity. Thank you, Mr.
Happy to
Asdi.
cooperate with you, Mr. Mubarak Aqdar, and happy to benefit from your very long and rich experience in this domain.
My great pleasure, says Dean.